went to my mom and I told her, "Mom, I don't think we're gonna make it."
You missed the whole trip. That's a whole week. That's 8 days.
I think I cried more than the kids, and it was for them.
So there is a story that is going absolutely viral all over the internet involving a woman that had planned to take herself and her family on a dream cruise. However, due to a flight delay, she ended up inevitably missing the cruise. She then went to complain about it to her local news station and got a full refund, not only for the cruise that she missed, but for her flights as well. While this story does have somewhat feel-good intentions, and thankfully, fortunately, everything worked out for the family, I do personally believe this sends out the wrong message to would-be travelers that plan to take a cruise. So we got to talk about it. This is Tisha Lassane. After a full year of working hard at the post office, she was able to come up with $8,500 for an 8-day cruise over to the Caribbean with her family out of Port Canaveral, Florida.
I'm just about family.
The cruise would be for Tisha to not only spend time with her loving family, but to also celebrate her 50th birthday, as well as somewhat of a celebration send-off for her oldest son's junior year in college. Prior to the cruise, flights have been bought for the family with Delta Airlines to depart from JFK International Airport the day of the cruise at approximately 9:40 a.m. and arrive in MCO Orlando International Airport at approximately 12:40 p.m., just enough time for them to make it to their cruise ship and board before it left at 3:30 p.m. However, things wouldn't exactly go as planned. Unfortunately, due to what will come to be known as crew issues, presumably some type of staffing issue with either the pilots for this Delta flight or the flight attendants, there would unfortunately be a 2-hour delay, and it would finally take off at approximately 11:40 a.m. However, it's about a 3-hour flight to get from JFK to MCO, meaning the family would finally arrive to MCO International Airport at around 2:30 p.m. You couple this with the unloading of the plane, getting your bag, and then taking that roughly on a good day about 45 minutes to an hour to go from Orlando Airport to Port Canaveral, Florida, and their ship leaves at 3:30. Well, they ended up missing their cruise.
Missed the whole trip. That's a whole week. That's 8 days.
I think I cried more than the kids, and it was for them.
Heartbroken, they turned around and flew right back to New York.
They literally got there just in the nick of time to watch it sail off to the 7 seas and wave it goodbye. Unfortunately, this would mean they would have to now make their commute, their flight back over to JFK, to Brooklyn where they lived. And they were able to get a refund from the cruise line. I'm assuming they must have had some type of insurance. However, when it came to Delta Airlines, they were only given an e-ticket valued at $250 a person, which does not make up for the $2,600 that the family had spent on the flights to get over to the cruise port. Once Tisha returned home with her family to Brooklyn, disappointed that they weren't able to take their $8,500 8-day cruise to the Caribbean out of Port Canaveral, Florida, determined she would contact a local news station, 7 on Your Side. There she would meet up with Nina Pineda. She was then somehow able to pressure Delta Airlines into coughing up a full refund that Tisha and her family had taken.
Come get your story told. You're gonna get what you deserve.
Call Nina.
Yeah.
I can show you the text. She said, "Nina Pineda.
Thank you, 7 on your side."
So while from an overall general perspective, the ending outcome from all of this is pretty good. You have a blue-collar worker, a loving family, a mom that just wants to take a vacation, and she didn't take the vacation, so she was able to get all of her money back to spend elsewhere or potentially another vacation. The fact still remains, she made a big mistake, and I think it's important for all of you to remember that if you are going to take a cruise, especially if you are taking one that costs $8,500, there is no way you can't cough up a little bit more money to either, one, leave early, especially in this case, she's flying out of New York. There are at least 3 different airports. LaGuardia, yes, you have JFK, maybe there's an earlier flight there. You also have Newark, to either get to the port earlier, or I would always advise that you fly in for your cruise the day prior and just book a hotel or Airbnb. Had she done this from the get-go, none of this would be a conundrum, an issue whatsoever, and she would be on this cruise with her family, enjoying unforgettable moments. Also, it is important too, I'm assuming she did have insurance. Make sure you have insurance for your cruise as well, because you don't know what could happen. Yes, you can make it on your cruise, but there could be a situation where you slip and fall down the stairs, you slip on a banana, you break your neck. It's always important that no matter what, you remember that whether you are going on vacation or if you are in the middle of it, to remind yourself that you are still living in the real world and real things can happen, like you missing your cruise ship. Just food for thought. But that's what I have for today's video. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as usual, I love and appreciate every single one of you. Take it easy.
Hey, hey.